All right, let's get into like an initial routing portion of the tutorial. So here I'm just going to assume you watch the mechanics videos for plinking and dash mechanics. If you don't understand what plinking or chain dash or dash resets are, go back and watch those videos. I am going to assume you have that information ready. All right, that being said, we're going to be doing standard drifter because it goes through some more content for the tutorial itself. But alt drifter is a great drifter to also consider trying as like a no major glitches run. The route is exactly the same, except you do not end up doing the tutorial. That being said, the alt drifter only has a max health of 3, but it does have a really cool attack and it moves a little bit quicker. But for all intents and purposes, let's just do the new game drifter or the standard drifter, which is also called the same thing. Cool, okay. So here you don't need to enter a name, you just press enter, and that's when you start the timer, which you have to manually do yourself. Then we're going to type /skip with a backslash, and that will end up allowing us to skip the first cutscene. For controller itself, you just have to hold down certain buttons. I just forget what they are. So started /skip. Whoops, there we go. Then here we're going to be lying down, right? You can actually stand up a little bit quicker by sitting and then standing up. And then we're going to dash down. Cool, okay. There's a cough cutscene skip you can do there, but I'm just not gonna worry about it. It's very silly to reset over and very difficult and like kind of luck based. Okay, so here we're gonna do a dash reset by walking down into the right and then dashing horizontally to the right. Let's go ahead and do that. Cool. Then coming over here, we can actually collect this med kit in this box in the middle of the dash, right? And so this is known as a mid-dash activation. So what you do is you activate dash, and then you press and hold use. And that'll allow you to collect it. Or you can just walk up to the box and collect the med kit. But doing a mid-dash activation allows you to stay in motion and saves a little bit of time for that med kit in particular. But definitely grab that med kit. Then here's the pistol. So here, with a lot of my dash angles and stuff like that, I use a lot of visual cues. So here you can actually use this puzzle here for this pistol shot. Use this line here, this darkened line here with this darkened texture. So if you're standing right above this, you'll actually be perfectly level with this pylon over here. So what I do is I dash and I fire the pistol and dash immediately out of it, right? Because you're not animation locked from that dash, from the pistol shot, excuse me. So you can like dash really quickly out of pistol shots. Then just go ahead and come up here to this top right corner. It's pretty forgiving where you can stand to make this work. And then we're just going to aim somewhere around here. That'll allow you to activate this pylon. If you miss, don't worry, there is some angle variance, so even if I have my mouse in the same spot, the pistol shot can like vary in its angle. Oh yeah, I should explain this. So if you run out of ammo, the game will just end up infinitely spawning little spider bots here. Then one attack on an enemy gets you 1 pistol ammo back. However, destroying these objects, as you'll notice, it takes about 6 attacks to be able to get 1 full ammo. So it gets 1/6 of the ammo. Then here I'm going to be using some plinks to be able to take those guys out quickly and progress on through. Then there's another mid-dash activation to save a little bit of time. And then just go ahead and go up on this elevator. Cool. All right, moving on. So over here are staircases, and staircases, especially these diagonal ones, have something known as a vertical bias. So it's going to auto-correct your dash angle in a certain way. These staircases, you'll notice that if I just trace the drifter along it, like along this rail here, so it's like a straight line down the staircase, it'll actually push me really far downwards in my dash angle. So to counteract this, what you just do is kind of lift your mouse cursor up to pretty much horizontal with the screen, if not just a tiny bit lower. All right, then coming in here, in this area, there's a cough cutscene right here. However, if we dash down and then down into the left, we can actually get underneath and go around this cough cutscene. And that saves a nice little chunk of time. Alright, so for no major glitches in general, we're not allowed to do out-of-bounds stuff and use some glitches in the run, but there are still some other glitches, and that's why this is not glitchless. This is no major glitches. And what we define as a major glitch is just purely up to us. But basically for the speedrun, it's the same objective. We need 4 purple triangles, which we call modules. So if you hear me say module, that's what I'm talking about. Then we also need to activate a big pylon, which is gated by a big boss, and collects 12 bits in order to purchase Chain Dash. Chain Dash isn't required, but it does speed up the run significantly. So we're going to go up to north first to be able to get a bunch of those golden bits to form those 3 pieces of currency, and then come back for Chain Dash. Here you can actually dash while the screen is completely black and get to this map a little bit sooner, right? So even before I have vision, I'm already dashing down into the right, grabbing this map, and then I'm gonna go progress on into this little cutscene, showing us what a module is. All right, so here we're just going to activate this waypoint, and then I'm gonna open and close the game menu. And that's because the first time you open and close the game menu, or the first time you activate a waypoint, sorry, it forcefully opens the map, but opening and closing the game menu ends up canceling that out. So here's going to be our first bit. I'm going to just suggest a beginner-friendly bit route. And so that's going to start off by coming over here to grab this bit right there. Okay. I'm also going to show some like optional bits you can go for and then suggest some alternatives and stuff. But over here is the second bit. Fantastic. And then just wrapping back around here, we're going to take out this arena of Dirks. Cool. Okay, so here we're going to dash once, and then we're going to do a pistol shot into a dash immediately. Alternatively, if you end up missing the pistol shot by missing this middle bush here, you can end up like just sword slashing the rest of the bushes and progress through. But if we pistol shot and dash immediately, you can actually get through that section a little bit quicker. Cool. Okay, and then here we can get a nice little dash reset. Okay, so here's going to be another bit. Always get this bit. This bit is super fast. And then up here is actually another cough cutscene. However, if we dash from about here, like directly into this little nook, we can actually end up skipping the cough. So from attacking this bit, I walk a little bit, dash twice, walk into position, and then dash across to be able to skip the cough cutscene. And just to show that that is there, there is the cough cutscene right there. So dashing right here allows you to skip it, just like that. Cool. All right, so walk for a little bit right there, and then start dashing up, and that'll allow you to get around this corner a little bit quicker. Okay. All right, so something to explain is that you can actually move your mouse cursor and preemptively aim dashes with your analog stick or your mouse cursor, right? During load screens and stuff like that. So here, right, you'll notice my mouse cursor is here as I dash in, but I just move my mouse cursor up, and here it is at the top of my screen, preemptively setting me up to be able to dash up to this spot. So just be aware that you can do that. Then we just fall down those ledges, and over here is a safety medkit that you can just grab. So if you took any damage at all, you can just come over here for this safety medkit. Fantastic. Then just working your way back over here, we're going to progress on through. All right. So coming up here, I just suggest taking out these 2 doggos, because they can be a huge pain. And then dash through the transition. So here, if you dash on the first frame, you actually get your dash chain back with these next set of dashes. And I was able to do that there. And that saves a little bit of time. Just a little bit of time. Next up, we're going to end up coming over here for our next bit. Boop. And that'll be your first full piece of currency. Cool. The dashes here can be a little bit tricky, so don't worry. Next, we're going to come over here for our first purple triangle, which is a module, once again. So we're going to grab our first module. And just like with a waypoint, when you first collect a module in an area, make sure that after the game saves, you just open and close the menu. And you only have to do this for the first module in each cardinal direction. Okay. All right, and then we're going to actually dash up here to grab another bit. Boop. So that will be your 5th bit. Great. Then dashing through here, there's a bit of RNG with those wolves there. Don't worry if you end up having to kill 1 or 2 wolves. Next there, what I actually did is a little subtle, so I'm actually just going to reload and talk about it. So here, whenever you enter a new area, if there is a save icon, the save icon actually doesn't trigger for the first half of a second for the area to be loaded. So if you're dashing too early, you'll end up skipping over some save checkpoints, which are designated by that white icon in the bottom right corner. So make sure you get the save here, because it's pretty easy to take a death in this room. Then walk for a little bit and dash twice into this cutscene, and dash once more out of it, and just continue dashing up. Next, what I'm going to do is dash twice, fire my pistol to the right, and plink to kill a bird enemy, and then work my way over to the left. So here's the pistol shot. Great. Don't worry if you miss that pistol shot. And then just working around kind of in like a circular pattern, I'm able to kill those birds. So just try and not take damage. Then coming down here, grab this key. This is absolutely necessary. There's one thing you don't want to forget. It is that key. Don't forget that key. That saves over a minute. Then just killing off these birds. Make sure you grab the bit that drops, and then here's the safety medkit if you took any damage. Fantastic. All right, so coming into this next area, I suggest grabbing this save if you want to go for like a really scary fast bit, but I'm also going to suggest skipping the scary fast bit. This bit always get though, and that'll be your 2nd piece of currency. Cool. Okay. Then coming up here, if you want to go for a really fast bit, there's going to be a bit in one of these bird enemies here. However, I suggest just skipping this bit and dashing through the section. But if you do want to grab the scary fast bit, dash twice there, collect the bit, and then progress through before the enemies hit you. And you can do that consistently every single time. With that being said, in this screen, you want to walk forward for a little bit to make sure you get the save icon, but also so you don't soft lock the game. If you start dashing immediately when you come through the section, there's a chance that an enemy won't spawn in this arena, and the game will just be completely soft locked and you'll have to backload or reset. Okay, so dashing up here into this arena allows me to come up here. And so with this arena, I'm just going to show it to you, and then I suggest just watching it back. Oh, I even made a mistake. That's fine. But basically, as you kill off the list of enemies, they're going to be in the same place every single time. So if you struggle with that arena, don't worry about it. I just highly suggest practicing it and rewatching that segment multiple times to just see how it's done. Then here, after you activate that waypoint, we don't actually have to open and close the menu. If you just hit a transition zone, then the game will not forcefully open the map. It'll cancel out that. Then coming up here, we're going to go up and to the left. Great. And go ahead and work our way down here. All right, so here's the bit. Always get this bit. If you skipped the scary bit, like I did here, and you were 3 bits away from your next piece of currency, the backup bit is literally to just come over here, enter this transition zone, get this bit here, and progress on back. And I highly suggest working in that bit. That bit is very, very fast as a backup. Okay. And we're going to progress on down this elevator. Over here to the right is going to be another bit. Always get this bit. Always get this bit. Boop. Very fast and very safe. Then here, you can damage boost off these shots like this, but I suggest just not trying to intentionally damage boost, and go ahead and like kill these enemies, right? Then there, you can just kill these enemies, however, and then make sure you grab this bit, and this should be a finished piece of currency. Great. Then here, we're going to come over to this module. So this module is going to showcase off one of the biggest glitches or mechanics that we have in this game to speed things up, which is going to be stacking cutscenes. So in this one in particular, after you activate this module, you will be stuck in a small little cutscene. However, we can also start opening the map and warping out while we're activating this module. So what we're going to do is open the map and hold down while holding the activate button, just like this, okay? Then, if your teleport starts before a certain portion of this cutscene, then you will be able to be teleporting out while collecting that module. Fantastic. But right now we are going to come back to town, so we have our 3 pieces of currency and our first 2 modules and the waypoint in north. Then we're going to come into here and grab Chain Dash. Fantastic. So now that we have Chain Dash, we are going to just stop the video here for the first part, and that is going to be the first bit. And then when we come back, we will be going through east and finishing off north 2. Great, see you then.